Hello, in this video I am going to assemble the Westinghouse 3600v generator wheel kit handle and then mount it onto the generator. You will need this U-shaped handle, this rubber that goes onto the handle, two wheel or axle bolts or rods. This one I made in another video, which you can see, and it fits just as well as this one, but it's temporary until I get the actual replacement. And you will also need two plugs that go into the ends of the handle. The plugs help to avoid water or particles from entering the handle, because the handle normally rests with the opened ends facing up. I only received one from Westinghouse that looks like this. So I had to go to a hardware store and look for a replacement plug. And this is what I found. It has a 1-inch diameter and it fits into the ends. I already tried and I started putting one of these that I got into this end here. And now I just have to completely insert it all the way in, like so. Now this end is closed, and I'm going to use the Westinghouse plug for the other end of the handle. And there it goes. Now, before I mount it, I want to put this handle padding or grip padding into around this bottom part of the U shape of the handle. So I'm going to start from one end and start working this padding around the pipe of the handle and just keep working it. It's going to take a little effort, it seems. Just got to keep working it. I think this will take quite some time and effort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this off camera. And I'm just going to show you how, or the way that I mount this onto the generator. Okay, so this is the generator, and this is where the handle goes. One side is here and the other side is here. Now this is where the bolts go in, or the axle rods or wheel rods go into here like that, and this one goes into here. This is the temporary makeshift rod that I made because I couldn't find a replacement in any hardware store, and that goes in there. like that. So I'm going to remove them, and then I'm going to place them into the handle like that, and take the other one and place it into this end. Okay, but before we mount this, we want to make sure there's some really important method here to putting the handle into position. When you look at the handle, you're going to see that there's a flat side. That flat side needs to be facing the generator like this. Because once the handle is in place and you swivel up, the flat side is going to rest on a bolt. A protrusion, not a bolt, a protrusion on the other side of the handle. So we need that flat side to rest on that protrusion. So now I'm going to try to mount this into place. It's a little tricky trying to use one hand. Let me see if I could put the camera, I guess, like so. Yeah, you can still see that. Okay, now I'm going to take this, one of the wheel or axle rods, and just screw it into position. That's it. Because you don't want to, I don't think you want to tighten it up with a wrench or pliers, because you want the handle to be able to freely pivot. I think the axle rods keep the handle in place without having to be over tightened. Now, if you feel a little resistance to tightening it up, then you can just adjust the handle where it's resting, and then continue twisting, and then that should help you to insert it as far as you can with your fingers. And that's it. Now it's in. So now I have these two ends secured with the axle rods or bolts. And that's how the handle works. Next time I'm gonna, off camera, I'm gonna actually take the bolts out, the axle rods out, and then I'm gonna work the padding through onto the handle, so then I can have a padded handle when I use the handle. And now, because the handle comes out of the frame, farther away from the end of the wheel, lifting it up now becomes much easier. See? Now it's much easier to lift. Okay, thanks for watching.